Good morning, everybody out there in internet land. This is Tommy. It's let's see, 9 o'clock Saturday, August 19th. What I'm doing today is I'm installing 4 more of my Soneva 330 watt panels up on the back side of my house. This will put 19 panels on the house array. Not sure of the wattage total, but I'll get that later. Anyway, so what I've done so far is I've went up there and I've put my safety harness anchored to the peak, so I have a safe place, because I'm on a 12-12 pitch and it's pretty steep, so I don't want to break my neck today. It's not a good day for that. So anyway, I also went into the attic and shot 4-inch screws through the sheathing to the right of the joist that I want to strap into. So what that'll do is when I put my anchor through the or penetrate through the sheathing and the shingles, I'll grab a good piece of wood in there and not just the sheathing. So all right, well, this will be my first video with editing and chopped up and stuff like that, so bear with me, and we'll see you from the roof. Bye. All right, so what I have here is, you see the screws right here that are coming through the roof from underneath in the attic. I tied a string on it. That gives me a straight line. So now I know that my joist is directly to the right of this string. So what I've done here is I got an anchor point. Hopefully you can see it. I've got an anchor point there, and now I drilled a hole there, so my next anchor point's going in. So we'll leave it like that, loose, until we go up underneath and remove these screws. Put a little tar in there and they'll be good to go. So I'll tighten that up later. So what we're going to have here is going to have a piece of racking going horizontal, and then I'll build a shelf for the panels to sit on until I strap everything down. We'll see ya. Alright, so what I have here, this is the flashing that attaches to the angle bracket. Hope you can see. So what I do with this, I simply run a nice heavy bead of silicone just in a U shape right around this part. Real heavy, can't have too much. Then I take this a little booger there. Take this, go right up underneath, squish it down real good. These are hard to get started with gloves. There we go. Do that. Make sure it's not going anywhere. And we are good to go. So now I have all 4 of them done. Next thing is the roof rack. See ya. Alright, so it's now Monday, the 21st, about 7 in the evening. Sun's going down, as you can see. Well, I got my optimizers today from my supplier on Amazon. So what I've done is I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So being that they can identify them when I hook them up, each one of them has an individual serial number on it. So what'll happen is when I link them all together, they'll be able to see which one that is in the system. So I have them labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then once I link all these together, then I'll just make a simple perforation or a simple penetration through the roof here to tie into the others and all go down to the inverter. So once I get these all hooked together, then I'll chime back in. Alright, so what we have here is I have optimizer 2, 3, and 4 all fastened down and all linked together. So I'm going to do this last one here so you can see how this goes together. So the cool thing about this racking is you only have to hold one side. So this will actually slide in here and comes over. Now it's going to be roughly 40 inches between. That's going to mark the center of the next panel. So I have my gloves off because it's easier to work with the little bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one started. So, and then we just take the optimizer here and just sit down like that. Finger tighten it. And then I come back and put the little wrench on it. And tighten that down. So then from here, now this is connecting optimizer to optimizer. So on this one I go over, and this one over here I go under. And what will happen is it will end up meeting somewhere in the middle here. Yeah. And then that goes there. So what's going to happen here is this one is going to get another wire on it, and then with a non-plug we're going to put just a tiny hole enough to put this wire through the sheathing, and then on the other end where that pigtail is, we're going to have another wire coming down, so you have positive and negative, and they will simply go through. Now what happens here, this is what plugs into the panel. So 1 panel, 2 panel, 3 panel, 4 panel, and then they all link up to the whole array that's on this rooftop. Alright, good morning everyone. What we have here is I've finished my shelf and my railing system here. I get these panels on the roof by myself, so to do that, what I've devised here all the way down is a track. I'll set the panel up at the bottom, hooked to some clamps with a rope, and I will slowly and gingerly pull it all the way up there, and that ledge, that 2x6 ledge right there, is a level space for the panels to lay on, so I can orient them, move them left to right as needed, get them all perfect, and then I can put the fasteners on them and tighten it down. So this allows me to do all of this without a lift and without a helper, so I can, do it all myself on the cheap. Alright, so now I'm up here on the ledge and I'm fixing to pull up the first panel. So let's see what we got here. Hopefully you can see that. Alright, so pull that off of there, maybe, kind of tricky with one hand. And then we take the panel, and we put it on the ledge. And I'm going to take it and set it down there, and then we're going to go 2, 3, 4, and we'll be all done. See? One person. That easy. Nothing broken and cheap. Alright, so I've got all 4 panels up here. They're all resting on this ledge so that I can maneuver them as they're heavy. it allows me to maneuver them without them sliding off the roof. So I've already taken my my ramp system down. I've already wired them up and they are checking in with the inverter. So now it's just a matter of spacing them accordingly and putting the fasteners on them, locking them to the racking, and then removing the shelf. And this cluster of 4 will be done. Whew, starting to warm up here. So anyway, let me get to it and I'll chime in when we're all done. All right, so here we are. All of my lumber obviously is taken away. They're all strapped down. They're all working. I'm showing 19 optimizers on the inverter. So thanks for watching, and sorry if it bored you to death. Y'all take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye.